Today it is my pleasure to have as my guest on my podcast, Authentically Debs, the producers. I have also the star and the director of the new film, A Lion's Game, which will be premiering either late August or early fall. And their names are Bella Dontine and Travis Brown. And now I'm going to tell you a little bit about both of them. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because there is much to tell, and we'll get into that in the podcast. But Bella Dontine is a British-American actress, model, producer, and writer. She's originally from Wilmington, Delaware, where she began her career as a child actress in theater productions. And then she began competitively dancing at age 15. Later, she received her master's degree from Wilmington University in digital filmmaking. Bella is an award-winning producer, actress, and writer. She continues to appear in many film and television shows, and she also continues to write and work behind the camera. In addition, she is the founder of the Delaware-based Small Wonders Studio, a film and television company, and I could go on. But now I'm going to tell you a little bit about Travis Brown, who, among many other things, is the director of the film we're here to talk about today, A Lion's Game. Travis is an award-winning director, producer, and writer, and in 2007 he launched Browntown Studios, a production and media services company. He also earned his master's degree from Wilmington University in digital filmmaking. So both of these very talented people are from Delaware, which is where they met. Travis is also producing and entertainment executive alum of the prestigious Los Angeles-based Act One program, and he resides in Los Angeles. Okay, I think let's just start this podcast. Here we go.
Hey.
Okay, today it is my pleasure to introduce to you two of my new friends, Bella Dontine and Travis Brown.
Hello.
Hello.
They are, well, Travis directed it. Bella is the star, the lead, and you both wrote it, correct?
Yes.
And so that would mean you are the producer or are one of the producers. Is that also true?
Yes, correct. Yes, we
Okay.
both are. Yep.
Good. And I'm just so excited to have you here on Authentically Debs, my podcast. My first season was my memoir, my story of my life. And the second season is in having guests. And the guests that I've had have basically been people from the entertainment industry like yourself, or people that have dealt with mental illness, mental health, in my case, OCD. And any of my listeners or subscribers, anyone that has anything to bring to the table is welcome. But the main reason we're here today is to talk about your new film, which I understand will be opening or premiering in a couple of months.
Yes.
Okay. And it is called A Lion's Game.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I was reading a little about each of you, but you seem to be very good with suspense, mystery, but particularly suspense. And is that true?
Yeah, I think it's very true. I think what Bella and I are doing now, we've been writing together for probably about 7 or 8 years. We've been friends
Wow.
since film school. We met way back in like 2008, 2009 in film school. So we kind of just stayed friends, and then we started collaborating, like I said, about 7 or 8 years ago, somewhere in there. And like our strategy right now is more within the crime thriller genre.
And I love
That
that personally. And
yeah,
I know so
yeah,
many other people do as well.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
so, okay, what inspired you to specifically write a Lions Game? And I haven't seen it or read the script yet.
Well, I know we were looking for just like a smaller budget crime thriller that we could be able to shoot with minimal locations and minimal cast. And then obviously with interesting characters and a compelling storyline. So that's one of the ways that, Lion's Game was birthed.
Okay. Well, that's the whole thing to me. I mean, I know Marvel is everything now, but even Marvel, I mean, to me, there has to be something to the character. There has to be, it has to have a story. It has to tell
Right.
a story, and a good crime story is just wonderful. And they're hard to find, frankly. So what can you tell me, or what do you even want to tell me yet about the Lions Game, about what it's about and everything, or nothing?
Yeah, basically, the piggyback off of what Bella just said, one of the things we wanted to do is I definitely wanted to present very strong characters, very character driven. So basically, it's about these two best friends. It's kind of paralleling our real lives in a sense. They
Ah,
come from they come from a very small town in Delaware, where we're both from,
I got
and
that. Yeah.
so they got these big dreams. They want to get out of the small town. You know that whole story where nothing's really happening in this town. We got to get out and become more. So Bella's character, which is Autumn Bennett is her character.
I love the
Um,
name. Yes.
yeah, she's kind of the like the driving force throughout the film, where she has her mind set on really becoming successful, and her whole motto is, and that came from her mom, which I won't give any spoilers, but her mom instilled in her from a very young age, you got to do whatever it takes to get ahead, pretty much.
I wish my mom had told me that. I'd be so
Yeah,
much further along. I'm telling
yeah. So unfortunately, her character obviously took that to heart, and she took it to heart a lot in the wrong way, to where she really was willing to do whatever it takes, even if it meant, hurting people that, she cared about, friends, family, or whatever. So she's driven by greed, and
you.
as
Really?
a as a result of that, again, not giving away any spoilers, she, suffers the consequences as a result of that. So but I think it's a really compelling story. We got a Bella. I mean, and she'll tell you a little bit more about her story, but she's been performing since she was 11 years old, like super
I
young.
gathered. Yes.
Yeah, theater and
Reading all
just
about you guys.
so one thing I personally wanted to do is give her a full story, a feature where she's actually the lead, and just let her just run with it, And I am very
Sounds
happy with
wonderful.
yeah, I'm very happy with her performance, and as well as Kurt Oberholz, who's our lead actor. Those two together, oh my God, they just,
A lot of
I
And
chemistry
mean,
Gabriella.
on there.
and Gabriella,
Gabriella was
that's
very
incredible.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So basically, we have a lead that people can relate to. At least what you've told me, that story, that sounds like my story in a way.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far as, coming from a small place, wanting to get out, wanting to be more, more important. But she's also the villainess too. Is that true? I mean, how do you write that?
Yeah, it's kind of a parallel to title a Lions game. It does mean something. As
Okay.
you know, yeah, in the lion pack, the lioness is the one that hunts.
Yes.
It's not the lion, it's the lioness. So that's the reason why
Also,
we have
each second too.
yeah, that's why we have a strong female as our lead, which is Bella. You
Mhm.
know, and so that whole like title with her character, it really parallels the whole story.
Cool. And I think
Yeah,
titles
so
are so important, don't you? I mean,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
they're so important. Okay. How'd you go about finding all that wonderful talent?
Bella, you want to talk
Um,
about that?
yeah, a lot of it was casting Frontier. And then I think we did some on Craigslist. We put up some ads. And then some of it was just coworkers, we'd worked with previously and friends and stuff. But a lot of it, I think we got from Casting Frontier, which one of them being the younger actors.
Right.
But
Well, actually, I think, and let me just throw this in, my granddaughter is in this wonderful film. It's her first film. And I think that was from Actors Access. Did you use that also?
I can't remember if we did. I know it was Casting Frontier for sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did you do Actors Access? I don't remember that.
I don't remember doing Actors Access. I think we did Mandy.
Yeah, we know.
But I don't
know
think we
of
did
Actors
Actors Access.
Yeah, I do know of it though. I know
I
of it though.
say that because that's what my daughter uses a lot for my granddaughter that was in this. So I just assumed it was Actors Access. But of course there is Casting Frontier. And what was the third one you mentioned?
Mandy. M-A-N-D-Y. Mandy.
I'm not even familiar with that.
Yeah,
Now,
Mandy is it's a cool little site where you can get acting as well as crew jobs as well.
Great.
Yeah. So we did post on there, but most of it, like Bella said, definitely came from obviously our personal relationships, which Bella, Kurt, Gabriella, Hakeem as well. We all worked together on previous projects, so we got that little nucleus of friends that we work with, and we also Bella we wanted to bring on some new people we haven't worked with before, so we kind of branched out, and Casting Frontier was a huge help for us.
Okay, well maybe Casting Frontier from my granddaughter's standpoint. I'm going to find out.
Is Stella is she your granddaughter, Stella?
Stella's my granddaughter.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Where do you think she got all that talent, man?
I see now, yeah. Yeah, that's incredible, yeah.
Well, and if I don't say this, let me say this while I'm thinking it. She had such a blast working on your film.
Wow.
You were so generous and kind and supportive of her. Of course, I wish I could have been there, but because of COVID, I couldn't. But
we get it.
but you made it such a wonderful first impression for her, and that makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
that's really good to hear. She was
want to keep on doing it.
Yeah, she was a joy to have on set.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
Well,
her mother was her mother was just so incredible too. She was just very accommodating and just it was a great experience. It really was. I think I mentioned this in our I can't remember when, but Bella actually that was her first choice. Like when we was on Casting Frontier, we had other submissions, other people submitted, but Bella was very stern. Like Stella is the one, and
her audition just stood out to me. I don't know, she just gave a superb audition.
Yeah, so
I think I got to see it. I thought it was pretty good too. Well, of course, I'm a grandmother. We could talk about her all day. We will move on. Okay. Well, you've done other films other productions. What were the major challenges of this? And that can include pre-production, post-production. Because you learn something every time.
Oh
Yeah, yeah. I think
Actually,
I'll start with pre-production. I guess, I mean, honestly, I love the writing process for this. One thing I like about me and Bella's collaboration is, and I say this as a compliment, Bella, she keeps it 100. You know, she like if she don't like something, she'll just be like, no, I don't like that. You know, we can make this better, and that helps me because it kind of balances me out a little bit. Because sometimes I'm like, man, that's a good idea, you know, but Bella will come in and she'll be like, no, we gotta,
yeah.
consider this way, and this dialogue is better. So I really enjoyed the writing process and the pre-production. And I'm honestly, it kind of surprises me that we were able to create a script like this. I think it's an incredible story.
I do
Now
too.
that I go back,
What I know, I
yeah,
do
now that I
too.
go back, I'm in awe of what we actually created, and then to actually see it come to life with these characters is just incredible. And then pre-production also, this is a fully self-funded project. We funded this ourselves.
Bravo.
So obviously, the funding was difficult a little bit.
Mhm.
I purposely didn't want to crowdfund, so we didn't do any crowdfunding at all. Like I felt like the strategy for us was we already know people.
Right.
We know personal family and friends. So we put together a list of about 60 of our close family and friends, and we wrote up a personal letter to them.
That's a great
And
idea.
yeah, and they were able to like literally like just within like all of our network of family and friends, we were able to, self-finance it. That was, I think that was the hard part. But once we got the financing, I think
Oh yeah,
we were
man.
able, yeah, and then also not really a challenge to us, but locations. This was during like COVID for sure. So like that was a huge challenge, especially shooting in LA. LA, had some of the strictest
Yes,
guidelines
they do. Yeah.
in the country with COVID. So
Mhm.
us being able to actually shoot, during COVID, and even while they had some of the restrictions in place, was a challenge. That's why we had to go non-union because, SAG has a lot of like super stringent restrictions still in place right now. So
They
we
do. They
decided
definitely do.
yeah,
Well,
the
and
best route.
fees that come along with it.
Yeah, just a lot of extra expenses. So we decided to go non-union, and which was cool. I mean, that doesn't affect the quality of anything.
No,
So
no.
I think the finances
Notice that now
and
in commercials also. It's like,
yeah, it's just going non-union just to kind of negate some of those fees. And then Bella, you want to talk about some of the challenges for production?
I would say some of the challenges I experienced was during the production was moving from location to location, like on a daily basis. And then so we would have to pack up and then unpack, and then I would have to get the call sheets ready for the next day and send them out after working a 15-hour day, and then I still had to learn my lines for the next day. So it was just a lot, and
I'm sure.
not much sleep in between. So it was
No.
intense, but it's fun, but stressful too, but still fun.
Yeah.
But
And
so in the future, you're going to continue, as far as we know, to write together because you're successful at it. And do you always want to, and you're going to continue to direct because that's your niche, right?
for
That's
sure.
what you do.
Yes.
But you hear about these people that are, and you were mentioning some of the stuff you were doing, that direct and they're in it, and it's just like, oh God, all I want to do is produce. Leave the
Yeah.
directing to someone else. It's and I mean, I'll definitely want to act, but production is what I'm mostly interested in at this point, especially with my story. But I wanted to ask you, I've done, I used to be a country singer songwriter, and I am working on the screenplay
Nice.
of this memoir. but how do you work with another person? I mean, wow, but you guys have been doing it for 7 to 8 years. So you must have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah, I
And
think that's the key.
it's
Yeah, I think
smart
that's
with
really.
that.
Yeah, I think that's the key. Is
You make
we
each
already
other
had.
better.
Yeah, we already had a pre-established friendship, so that helped a lot.
Well, I think it's also like he has his strengths and I have my strengths. So it's just a matter of like, I would, it's hard, but like setting ego aside and then just going, okay, actually, this might work better. And then, you know, it's trial and error as well. And it comes back to, I feel like respect at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right, right. So let's say you have you're ready to shoot, you think, and you shoot it and it's like that scene didn't work. Is it unusual to well, maybe not didn't work, but being nitpicky about it, to change it right there? Or by the time you get it up, it's we're going with this.
Yeah, I think my strategy as a director, I like to I usually kind of always just know like my last like 2 takes is gonna be one of the ones I'll probably go with in the edit.
Okay.
That's just my personal directing style. Like some directors, you only get like the first 2 takes and then that's it. You know, I like to shoot like 3 to 4 takes, and I know like them last 2 they were golden. You know, they were the ones that I'm probably gonna
Which
end up
is
going
kind of
with.
the way it should be. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, every now and then, like some actors will come ready though. They're like, the first take is like, wow, that was like, I give you an example. We got one scene, I won't give anything away, like literally 1 take, and that was it. It was so good. I didn't want another take. Now that's very unusual for me. I like to always get at least like 2, 1 for safety. But I just felt in that
you just
moment
got
like
it.
that
Oh,
was,
wow.
he nailed that scene so perfectly and it was so good that I was like, we moving on. That's it. I don't want to mess with it. So, I mean, you have those moments as well.
Yeah, those are very precious moments. um, Gosh, I'm so excited about this. When can we look for this specifically, or is there a specific?
Yeah, right now our goal is either late summer or early fall as a release.
Okay.
So right now we have several potential distribution options on the table. So one strategy is, if we don't get distribution right away, is we're going to put it in festivals.
I was going to ask you about that, which is
Yeah,
a great thing to do anyway, isn't it?
yeah, and we're going to allow the buzz to build. You know, I know it's good enough that we're definitely going to get accepted into a lot of festivals. I'm even seeing a lot of awards for it. So
Great.
we'll be able to use that as leverage to
Absolutely
secure a sales agent, etc. We got relationships with certain people we already know that have distributors. So it's a few options that we have, but we'll just have to once we get
so great. You people know people. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Once we get a lot cut and we are happy with a lot cut, then we'll be able to, you know, have a better idea of what we want to do with it. But we definitely got distribution on the table though. We've been definitely discussing and
yeah. That's great. Wow. Another thing that you mentioned is that you like to work with the same people. I would think that would be a director's dream. I mean,
yes,
be able to work with the same people, because you have to add people, you know, and you can't, you know, just do strictly your own. But if you have that tight knit little group, I know Tarantino does that a lot.
yes,
Clint Eastwood. Adam Sandler did it a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And because then I guess you kind of develop a shorthand, kind of like what probably you guys have with the writing. And let me get back to writing one more. I have all these questions. Are one of you better at, because the story has to move along, I'm much better at dialogue.
Bella, you can answer that for sure.
I mean, some people see the forest, some people see the trees. I really need someone to look out for the forest for me. And that's why I have people that are going to read it, but go ahead. Yeah, I'm all ears.
You want me to go?
Well, you're
Yeah,
on.
go ahead, Bella.
Um,
Bella, go ahead.
I mean, I like tweaking dialogue a lot. Just because I like, I don't like a character to have a really long monologue because I like to show. I mean, film is supposed to be showing instead of telling. So if you can say it in like the shortest amount of words, that's what I always like, and get the point across. So I don't know. I just always really like dialogue, and that's just what I tend to gravitate towards. And
Yeah.
then for like the descriptive stuff, I'll write like a general thing, and then I'll pass it over to Travis, and I'm like, you can go into detail on that. But
Interesting. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have to feed my bad dogs. I've had to do this during auditions. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Oh,
You know, I have a plaque up right beside my door that says, my dogs aren't spoiled. I'm just well trained.
yeah.
And that is unfortunately the case. I have two mutts. One will be 15 next month, and one will be 17 in November. And they've been the best dogs. And
wow.
obviously they're mutts, they're rescues. And my granddaughter, I have two generations of granddaughters. Stella, who was in the movie, who is 11, and then I have one that's 30 and that I raised, and one that's 24. And the 30-year-old gave me both these dogs, and
No.
so I know where they came from, but they're
Oh.
badass. Let's don't even talk about them anymore.
I know how you feel. I have a cat that has me
Oh.
trained, so
Okay. So yeah, what is coming down the pike after a Lions game? And I hate to skip over it, but we haven't really seen it yet. Darn it.
No, it's all good. Yeah, we right now are developing a new script right now. We're in the development stages, so it'll be our next film that we're gonna do. I'm hoping we can do it probably in the spring of next year, possibly. We'll see. I mean, I'm just kind of open right now to, because I feel like if a Lions game, which I believe it will, it does very well, and we get paid for it, that'll be able to help us
Heck yeah.
finance our next movie. So
That is so exciting.
But we are right now currently developing our next script, which will be it's sort of another crime thriller that I think is going to be very, very good story. It's going to be, and we're going to primarily shoot that on the East Coast.
Okay.
Shoot a little bit in LA. I got a couple of small scenes we might shoot in LA possibly.
So you might even go to Delaware, or are we talking
we're going to
New York?
Primarily on the East Coast. Yes. Yeah, just a couple of like once we get the script's not done yet, but it's just maybe a couple of bigger set pieces that might work better in LA possibly. So we'll see. Just stay tuned though. Stay tuned. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah,
are you basically based in New York, and you're in LA?
yes, yeah. I used to live in LA, and then things happened, family stuff, so I moved back. I still have some of my stuff in LA, but now I'm just pretty much based on the East Coast. And I think that's the good thing about, the digital age. You don't really have to be in a certain location anymore because everything's digital. So
Yeah. This is the first time in a Zoom meeting that it's telling me it's time to say goodbye. So I really hate that it happened this time, but it's been great talking to you guys. And will you come again after this opens, and we'll have more to talk about?
Oh,
of
for
course.
sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful, wonderful. And again, my granddaughter just had a blast playing the young Bella, the lead in a Lions game. And I don't know if there is, you probably don't really want people to contact you now. So you probably, a lot of the guests do, but we just want to get out and see this film. I know I do.
Yeah, so what we will be really quick, I will mention that obviously if you're not following our social media pages at Alliance Game
Yeah,
Movie.
I am. And you
Yeah.
are all over social media.
So they'll be able, if they do want to reach out for any questions, they can obviously contact us via social media.
Okay, will do. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah. All right, take care, Deborah. Have a good day.
Meet you virtual.
You as
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.